Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Gabriel Jaimes, and I am going to introduce you to our special guest today. He's academic consultant Silvia Maldonado from Richmond. My words run short when I need to speak about her background, but I'm pretty sure she will explain later on. But I first would like to welcome all of you. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for taking this time after our chaotic week. I mean, it's been really hard for everybody, and I really appreciate that you are all connected. I'm seeing here people saying hi: Tatiana, Deiris, Clau, Lady Garcia. Welcome. Now, please allow me to introduce you, Silvia Maldonado. Silvia, the room is yours.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here. It's a pleasure for me actually to be able to communicate through this media today and to share a little bit about what I've been learning in my teaching process for 11 years now that I've been an English teacher. So it's a pleasure for me. Thank you for being here with us, and I really appreciate your support and your help and your comments through the chat along the webinar. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gabriel. Appreciate it. Let's begin. Good? All right. So talking about the webinar, let me introduce myself a little bit. Before, I would like to tell you that we are recording. Of course, this is a live webinar, but it's being recorded. And if you have any questions, Gabriel told you already, you're going to be able to ask any questions along the webinar. And at the end, if you are interested, if you're not a Richmond user so far or a Santillana user, you can contact us and you can ask your questions about the services we provide in the educational area at the end of the webinar. So the art of teaching, right? I compare pedagogical mediation and teaching with an art. At the end of the session, I would like to ask you a few questions about this. Why do you think I am considering that teaching is an art? It's difficult, it is complicated, it is time-consuming sometimes. At some point, well, teachers or, students or the school or parents are not content with what we do at some point. But let's see. Teaching is really an art. Let's see why. To introduce myself, well, Silvia Maldonado at your service. I hold a bachelor's in teaching English as a foreign language from UNAD. I'm currently studying my master's degree in pedagogical mediation in UNAD as well. Pedagogical mediation focusing in English language teaching. I've been a teacher trainer for Richmond Publishing House for about 6 years, almost 6 years. And I've been working as a teacher for 11 years now, almost 12, right? It's been a long journey. It's been a long process, but it's been a very rewarding and very happy process that I have been going through. I'm passionate about teaching, so it's my cup of tea. I live in the city of Cartagena. You have been listening very weird things about people in Cartagena not being obedient to the quarantine. It's true, difficult. So I've been indoors for the last 2 months, and it's been also a very weird time. It's difficult, but we must move on. We have to continue. Life goes on. So according to this webinar, in this screen, you're going to see the 4 main points we're going to have according to pedagogical mediation being an art, right, for teaching. So we're going to check the teacher's role as mediators in the learning process. We're going to check the most important aspects teachers should keep in mind at the moment of being mediators, right, in the classroom or in learning process, teaching learning process. Mediating through the mediation, seeing from the companion volume from the Common European Framework of Reference. We're going to see some references from the companion volume that are very important at the moment of seeing it from the curriculum. And at the end, we were going to check a few strategies and a couple of activities that we will use that are very useful for the mediating process. Now, let me ask you this. What is mediation? You can see it from many different perspectives, but try to define mediation in only one word. Go ahead and help me writing in the chat. What do you think is mediation? And Gabriel, if you can help me with those comments, I would really appreciate it.
Okay, Sylvia, so far they haven't answered.
Okay.
They are just saying hello to you and me. That's great.
Okay. Help me out with this question that I'm asking everybody right now. What is mediation? Or if you know something about mediation or what you think mediation is, go ahead and write down in only one word, what could mediation be?
All right, we have Jason Triaño saying that it's compromising.
Compromising, great. Okay.
Ingrid says strategies.
Strategies. We need a lot of strategies. Very good, Ingrid. Thank you. Okay. What do you think is mediation?
Patricia says interaction.
Interaction. Okay. There must be a lot of interaction between students, right? Between the teacher and the student, but between the students as well, between them. Interaction. Thank you, Patricia. Okay.
Mr. Carrillo says, hello there. And Juan Manuel, resolving conflicts. Juan Manuel is only one word, thank you. Tatiana de la Roche says, helping.
Helping, yes, Ms. Tatiana, thank you so much. Helping, helping, of course, the students, right? It is necessary to keep in mind the
says, tools.
Say that again, Sandra?
Sandra says, tools.
Tools, yes, using tools, it is necessary for mediation as well. We have them a lot. We have a lot of them in the media right now. Okay.
Juan S, understanding, and Monica Parada says, solving problems. Jorge, also solving problems. One word, guys. Mr. Carrillo has like 5 words there.
Wow, Carrillo, Mr.
Yvonne Salcedo, resources.
Resources, using a lot of resources and the tools we have available. Excellent. Thank you, Yvonne. Okay. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Consideration. Andres, process.
Process. Mediation is also a process. All of you are completely right. We need all of that for mediation in the classroom. So let's continue. According to the Common European Framework of Reference, they define mediation actually from a long time ago. The Council of Europe has used this mediation term in their revision from 1998. The thing is that we didn't use it much and we were not really aware of what mediation is and what should we use it, how should we use it in classes, right? So they define it like this. Mediation is a complex process, right, where the learner acts as a social agent, but he becomes or she becomes a bridge between constructing that meaning and the new information and the new knowledge they are acquiring, right? Either if it is in our own language, in Spanish or English, right? Or from one language to another. Right? So in this picture, we can see two people trying to communicate in different languages, but it's difficult. So there is a gap between those two persons. The idea of the mediator is to help them being able to communicate. That's the mediation. That's the mediation process. In this case, we can call it translation, right? So why is learning important? Mediation, why is learning mediation important? According to the University of Africa, they provide and they offer lots of different mediation courses, right? But look how important it is to mediate. In these courses, the mediation courses, they are going to teach teachers knowledge, of course. In any course, we're going to learn a lot of knowledge, but we're going to acquire skills. When we mediate, right, we need those skills to mediate. We need to be good mediators. We need attitudes. We need to learn the knowledge, the skills, and the attitudes to be able to effectively mediate, right? We need to show sensitivity according to our students' needs and according to our differences. Very many differences we can see in our students. So it is necessary for us to understand that, being sensitive about that, adjusting the techniques that you use as teachers, right? We can use a lot of media, resources, tools, as you mentioned before. And just like that, we're going to be able to create a challenging learning environment, right? So let's see. These are the things that we should keep in mind according to the mediation process. Essentially, successful teaching is a form of mediation. If we know and we can evidence that we're doing things right with our students in the classes, if there are students who are very happy with what they learned in the day after the class, if they come home and they tell their parents how happy they were, if they sing a song they practice in class, that's good mediation, because we are actually being the bridge between what the student is learning and the student. They are understanding and they feel pretty happy with that new knowledge or new language. Yes. So let's see. The first thing we need to keep in mind for being good mediators is the rapport. We have contact with someone new or a new group, a new class, right? It's the moment when we start building a good relationship with other people, right? That's the rapport. So look at those 5 points. It's necessary to be aware. Remember the awareness we needed for the course that we were talking before? We need to show interest for the other people, for the students in the course or the program we're teaching. We need the sensitivity, again, choosing the right words to say, right? And then joining the dots, connecting, making those connections between the students and ourselves, right? As mediation, in the mediation process. So the most important thing, the first step is to have a good rapport. Seeing mediation from another point of view, it is necessary, of course, to keep in mind to have and to follow a well-designed curriculum. Yes, we know the curriculum is not only aligned with the Common European Framework of Reference. That's one of our references in this for the curriculum, right? We need to keep in mind many other things. But according to Nation and McAllister's, this model that we are seeing right now for foreign language curriculum, we're going to focus a little bit on the environment, how we focus focus on the needs. Those two circles, or the two main we see it from the mediation process, it is really necessary to keep in mind the minutes. So according to Nation and McAllister's, again, the aim of the curriculum is to make the course, look at that, useful, right? To have goals or the objectives of the course, they have to be completely clear, right? And to aim always for that in that way. Yes, that we can achieve the goals at the end of the course, at the end of the school year, right? And that the students and the learners, the users, are completely satisfied with the job well done, right? We have to do this in a very efficient way. So if we want to create the best class environment, what could it be? We need to analyze the situation. We need to analyze ourselves, the teacher, yes? And we need to analyze the students. How do we do that? Let's see. Before we continue, let's check. Help me out in here. I would like for you to participate in the chat. And Gabriel, if you can help me out with this,
I'll be
with the
reading,
different
yes.
comments. All right. We would like to check what are the characteristics of teacher. But please, wait a second. There is one rule. Please adjectives such as being patient and being creative are banned. I'm a good teacher because I'm patient. Everybody has to be patient. Every teacher has to be patient and creative. So forget about those words and give me three main or three different characteristics of being a good teacher. What could it be? Let's
So
see.
the words patient and creative are not allowed.
Yes, those are banned. Don't use the characteristics of a good teacher is being patient. No, don't write it down. Forget about that or creative. We know we have to be that. We have to be that.
I'm seeing reports that they cannot see the screen. Maybe production can help us out, or
Yes,
maybe
please.
let me ask people: can you see the screens? Simply write yes or no. Um, what about Andres or Jason or Ingrid? Can you please write yes or no if you can see the screen?
Camila just mentioned this. Yeah, she can see
Yes,
it.
yes.
It's
They can
visible.
see
It
the
is
screen. Great.
visible.
Go back to projecting.
Thank you. Thank you, Gabriel. Okay. So let's see. Main characteristics, characteristics of a good, which ones are they? Go ahead and write it very quick in the chat and let me see your comments.
Very good. So let's write what they say. They say um, David says, sorry, Lady says innovative, Andres critical
Yay,
thinker, Rita
critical
organized,
thinker.
Ingrid effective,
Correct, Ingrid.
Jason
Thank you.
informed, Andrea said
Okay,
good
yeah.
listener,
Yeah. Thank you, Jason. Good listener.
uh, David says emphatic.
Emphatic?
Yes, emphatic.
Emphatic. Okay, thanks.
Mr. Carrillo says yeah. Ingrid, she
Yeah.
can see the screen. Yes, they can see the screen. Great. All right. Sandra says passionate,
Passionate.
effective.
Yes.
Yes. Ingrid,
Exactly.
it's very participative. She says effective executor. My God.
Excellent. Correct. All of them are
Jahaira,
really necessary.
patient. Patient is banned. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Patient is banned.
Oh, but she did say respect for learning and empathy. Okay.
Excellent. Jahaira, thank you so much. Respect. Okay. Thank you.
Innovative. All right.
In
Andres is saying tech savvy.
tech savvy? Yes,
Yes.
a teacher must be tech savvy. We need to adapt to different new technologies. Excellent. Thank
Juliet is
you.
saying playful and meditative.
Oh, play meditating. Yeah, we can use mindfulness for teaching as well. And we can use it in
Great.
the classroom. We have a great webinar from Valeria Casanova, our consultant. She always focus on mindfulness for teaching, and she has a great webinar according to this. Thank you.
All right. Sorry, Carrillo. It says that he's a G, all right? I would say Mr. or Mrs. And again. All right. Diana says organized, innovative, and passionate.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much for your comments. Next slide. Look at this. The good teacher or the good qualities of the best teacher, all of the ones you mentioned are excellent and correct. So according to what I have found in the web is someone mentioned passionate. We need to be passionate about our profession. It's difficult. I know it is complicated. It is sometimes ungrateful. Yes. But if you are passionate, you completely forget about those things. When you're in love with something, you forget about the bad things and you focus on the good ones, right? So we have to love what we do. We need to love the subject. If you're an English teacher, but maybe some of you are math or science, right? We need to love what we are teaching. In that case, we're going to be able to do a better job. When we love what we do, we are focusing on the right path and the good things. Management skills, we need to have good management. Now, teaching virtually, everybody, including myself, we are saying, no, work has multiplied and we have many things to do and we don't have the time. Yes, that happens because we're teaching in front of the students face to face and now we're teaching virtually. It's difficult, but we need to find the balance for good management skills, right? We have to manage the time. We have to be good leaders if you're a coordinator, right? And you have a team of teachers, it is necessary to be a good leader. You need to plan ahead, right? You have everything written, you have an agenda. So it is necessary to manage the skills that we have, good management skills. Then innovation, of course, a lot of teachers said that we need to be innovative. Yes, we need to understand the students' perspective. All of them are different. All of them think in a completely different way, right? So we need to see and understand that from the student's point of view. We need the ability to upgrade to be the best teacher. Most of you guys, I'm pretty sure you are very good teachers so far, and for now, the only thing for us to do is to improve a lot more. We're not going to be, of course, the best perfect teachers. Nobody's perfect, but we can upgrade and be better and better each day. We need to be optimistic. It's gloomy, it's dark, it's complicated. Being indoors the whole time, it's awful, I know, but we have to see the colorful umbrella on top of the dark ones. So life goes on, we have to continue, right? So according to this, creating the best environment for the class, according to the teacher, what does the teacher have to keep in mind? We have to be confident, completely confident, right? We have to show that to the students so we can be role models, right? We need the ability to make materials. If we have, for example, Richmond resources, flashcards, posters, digital books, and many other resources, fine. But at some point in our classes, it's necessary to create the materials and on our own, right, by ourselves. We need to be good models. We need to be good examples for the students. A good example. We need to, if we want to start up a business or if we want to start teaching a different course, we need to be able as a teacher to create and to make a course from scratch, right? You have to find a way to organize yourself and to be able to create and make courses. We need to be trained. It's not enough, sorry, we have to say that, it's not enough just by studying a career, a bachelor's in the university, and that's it. It's necessary to continue and to carry on with their education, a master's degree, maybe in the future, a doctorate, I don't know. But there are many other things we can do for training and for free. For example, courses. Richmond offers online courses every year for the schools that are in the program, the Richmond Solution, right? We offer the courses. There is Coursera. There are lots of tools that we have online where we can continue training ourselves. We have to be committed. If we, in this, we have to be honest about something important. If we sign a contract with a school, but I got an offer in another school for more money, difficult to say. And of course, we always try to get better options, right? But if we are committed to the school, to the students, if we started the year already in 2 months, it's going to be difficult for the school to let you go, right? I know we have to find what is best for ourselves, but if we are committed, there are some things that we restrain from doing, right? We need to know and we need to do assessment, but formative assessment. It is not just enough by giving the students a grade and 5 points, excellent, good job, nice, good. And here's your quiz and that's it. No, we need to continue the formative assessment from the moment we begin the course till the end, right? Necessary for the teacher to be that. So according to the best environment, creating the best environment for the students is that the teacher must be prepared, right? We have shared this 6 sequence for virtual learning with most of our schools who are Richmond users right now. We create this with the purpose of helping the teachers. And now with the process of teaching the virtual classes is difficult, we need to adapt. So we have created this didactic sequence so the teacher can have a better structured class and very organized. Now, according to the situation, how to analyze the situation, we need to keep in mind the resources we use. So analyze what resources you have at hand. We need a board, well, for face-to-face classes, but a marker. We have to keep in mind what other resources we have. We have a lot of tools online. We have a computer. We have the internet, etc. Right? We have to keep in mind the resources and analyze the situation according to that. The stakeholders, everybody who is connected with the teaching and learning process of the students, parents, the administrators, even the principals, etc. Everybody in that case, everybody who has to do with the teaching and learning process, they are the stakeholders. The needs, we have to check what other things we need in order to carry on with the classes. Freedom, what kind of freedom do I have, right? If I have been given a course and I have to follow those rules and the steps, well, I don't have much freedom, right? But we have to analyze that. Meeting place, where am I meeting my students? In the classroom face-to-face when I go back after quarantine, or meeting my students through a camera, right? We have to analyze it too. The course intensity, how long is it going to take? If I take a course at a university that's going to last a month, or I take a full school year with the students in 10th grade, right? That we have to keep that in mind too. The tools, the technology we have, and the time we're going to be able to spend in that course. So according to the student, we have already the making the best environment for the students, right? According to the teacher, according to the situation, sorry, the teacher, the situation. Now let's see from the student's perspective. What do we need? We need to focus on the goals. What are the students' goals? Maybe they are not going to be exactly the same goals as we have for them, right? But we can help them understand the main objective of the courses and what we teach. The expectations, right? What is my group of students? If the students are heterogeneous, or I have mixed ability classes, the students that have a very high English level or very low intermediate level, we have to be aware of that. We have to be, the students need to acquire some proficiency in the language. I have to keep in mind the students' age and abilities for learning a new language. The motivation, if they have intrinsic or extrinsic motivation, we have to analyze it. The students' interest, what they like, what don't they like. If we are aware of that, the best thing for us to do is to create a good environment is to keep all of these things in mind, right? Now, let's move on a little bit according to the 4 modes of communication. And according to what is mentioned in the Common European Framework of Reference. We know that learning a language is focusing on the 4 main skills: listening, reading, speaking, and writing, right? But according to the Council of Europe for the Common European Framework, they mentioned these 4 modes of communication from the version in 1998. So look at these 4 modes of communication: the reception, the production, right? And we understand that the receptive skills are listening and reading. The productive skills are speaking and writing, right? There has to be interaction between those 4 skills. And there comes mediation. This was mentioned a long time ago, but just now we started to think about mediation. Mediation according to those 3 other points: reception, production, and interaction. right? This is how it look like. It looks like in from the version in 2018. They made a big project. The Council of Europe made a big project according to this important information about mediation. So this is the summary of the changes resulting from the project. Look at that. One of the most important things in the changes they made in those two versions are the mediation. So let's highlight the most important factors in here. That mediation is to focus on activities, right? Look at this, to mediate text, to mediate concepts, and to mediate communication. If you would like to know a little bit more about mediation according to the CEFR, well, it's necessary for you to check the CEFR companion volume. That's the new version of this Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, right? That's the latest version from 2018. So mediation in those three steps: mediating a text, mediating concept, and mediating communication. Let's see. So mediating a text, according to this list in the companion volume, we can see many things: translating, note-taking, expressing a personal response, etc. But let's focus on this one, on processing text. And I wrote this website in here that is Write and Improve. I'm gonna leave the presentation 1 minute. I'm gonna show you this website that Cambridge Assessment. Can you please confirm if you're seeing my screen one more time, please?
Yes.
Excellent.
We can see it.
Excellent. I'm pretty sure some of you teachers know about this Write and Improve website. It's an excellent tool for write and improve, for practicing writing. You know, in the Cambridge exams evaluate the 4 skills. And Cambridge English has created this amazing tool for students, for teachers, right, to be able to practice writing. And as long as you write, you make corrections and you can get to improve. And even you can see this according to the Common European Framework of Reference in the level that you are writing the text. For example, you have on the left side the levels: beginner, intermediate, advanced, etc. Right? Even you can practice in here for the IELTS test. Some of you may be taking soon the IELTS. This is a good thing, a good tool for practicing. So I chose this Write and Improve for beginners, and they give me 3 main points that I have to keep in mind in order for me to write what they are asking me, right? Asking me for. So what is your favorite indoor activity? Why do you like this activity? And tell us about the last time what you did in this activity. The thing is that if I write more than they are asking me to, well, I get lower points. Or if I forget to write about a specific point they are mentioning, I get lower points, right? And just like that is the way they evaluate the Cambridge exams. So look at this. I wrote this text in advance, of course, so I don't take time from this webinar. And I wrote 83 words. And for this task, you should enter between 50 and 100 words. So 83 is more than enough. It's good, right? And it says you have written enough. Well done. So when I pinch here in check again, right? Let's see how this behaves. It's going to show me that it's checking, right? It's loading. My text is loading. And the computer or the website is going to check what I wrote. So I got 4 points out of 5, right? And it's at some point, since I did this exercise before, I noticed that there were some changes I had to make. So I went back to my original text, made the changes necessary, and now, right, it's giving me a higher grade. So I write, check, and improve. Write, check, and improve. Right? That's why it's called Write and Improve. It is amazing, and you can share this website with your students. If the purpose of your class is for the students to improve their writing, this is an amazing tool. So that's mediating a text. I'm helping my students mediating or processing text, and I'm mediating text. They are producing, is necessary for them to produce. They are required to do it, and I'm telling them to do it. So I need to find different things and different tools for them to be able to do it better and better. So that's processing text, just as an example. Now, according to mediating concepts, according to this, facilitating collaborative interaction, collaborating to construct meaning, managing interaction, let's focus on this one. We need to, as a mediator, we need to manage interaction between the students. Yes, it is necessary. Not only giving them a task to do and just a dialogue for them to perform. Yes, it's good, but it's necessary to do a little bit more things. When we manage interaction, look at this. I have an example posted in here for you that shows a sample of mediation applied to language teaching activity. Yes, taken from Watkins Jones in 2000, page 20. If somebody has access to that document, would be great for you to use it. And you can use this activity in class. The idea for promoting the mediation between my students, the interaction between my students holiday talk, where some passengers in a train just start a conversation, but there are main points they can keep in mind in order to develop that conversation, right? They have been on a holiday and they start the conversation with other passengers, and they have been on a holiday too. So thinking about these main points is going to help the student being able to find the right words, the vocabulary necessary, the grammar structure they have been practicing in all of the classes, and they will be able to converge and to have interaction with their classmates, right? So,
Sylvia, we have a question.
sure.
All right, David. David, it says that sometimes it's hard to encourage teens, teenage students, to participate in speaking activities. So, how can we, from your point of view, how can we motivate students to participate in these activities?
Of course, one of the most difficult thing, the most challenging thing, I guess, for many teachers is to make your students talk. It is, and it has happened all the time. In this case, this one is an activity for students in intermediate level. So at some point, they're going to be able to speak a little bit more. But if we want for the students to speak, right, uh, first we need to focus on what are the tools they have so far. If they know the vocabulary they need to use according to the task, right? If they have learned certain grammar structures they can use, right? In time, the student will be able to, like making up in their minds, not translating, right? Because the fact that the student has to think in Spanish and then translate it into English is too difficult. So trying to focus on the main vocabulary they have learned and the main grammar structures we have practiced in class. And before you teacher give the students the activity to do, it is necessary to practice a little bit with a model conversation. So bring from the book, from the textbook, for example, bring a dialogue, right? And show the students, it is important mostly to show the students the objective of the task, right? If we have that clear and we project that to the students, what is the objective of the activity, it's going to be easier for them. So I don't know if that answers your question, but there are many things that we need to keep in mind in order to help the students to speak. It is a challenge, I know, even the most quiet students, I have faced this, and I have come to realize different many strategies to help my students speak. Recently, I had a student in my university class, an English class. He was completely quiet. The first 3 days, it was unbelievably quiet, and I couldn't get like at least "Good morning, teacher. How are you?" That's the only words that came out of his mouth at first in the first 3 days of class. But then he started to feel more comfortable according to the activities that we were bringing into the classroom. You, as a teacher, are the ones who propose the best activities, the most strategical activities to help your students, right? So in time, you will see the progress. Even if you have a classroom full of students with 35 students, with your with your I don't know how to put this, um, with your attitude, right? Your positive attitude, the strategies you use, and the activities you bring into the classroom will help the students feel more comfortable when talking, right? And they laugh at each other when they make mistakes. That happens, but help them focus on the good things, on the great things they are doing. So I hope I answered your question, and
Yes, David says that is great.
thank you, David. Appreciate it. Okay, then let's move on because how long time do we have, Gabriel?
Well, let's ask production.
Yes, please. I need to be aware of the time as well.
We have
Time
we have 15 minutes
Oh
left.
my goodness. So time management, and we would like for you to ask more questions at the end of the session. So let's give it some times as well. So for mediating communication, I'm gonna give you an example for this. Well, there are main three characteristics of mediating communication: facilitating pluricultural space, right? There are students with many cultural differences. We have to be aware of that. Acting as intermediary in informal situations. But look at this, facilitating communication all the time, but they mention specifically in delicate situations and disagreements. The fact that it's difficult to communicate with your partner, for example, your wife, your husband, if you don't have good communication, there's not going to be any connection, right? We need to facilitate the communication in this with the students according to the interaction they do. Remember that last activity was interaction. In this case, facilitating the communication. If they communicate 100% correctly, this is going to be easy for them. They will have disagreements, of course, because we think in different ways, but we need to come to terms and mediate and facilitate the students the communication. Look at this example. Look at this picture. Try to describe with a few words, try to describe this picture. What do you see? And describe the situation. What do you see in the picture? Go ahead and write your comments very quick in the chat. And Gabriel, help me please with
All
that.
right, I will be reading the comments as soon as they appear.
Excellent. Try to look at the picture and tell me what.
I'll tell you what is happening. The
Okay.
guy is his boyfriend, and he wants to scare her.
Okay.
Right?
All right. Okay, that's your point of
Just
view.
kidding,
Good.
guys. Speculating. Let's see how are you guys writing. All right, Diana Catherine. The man is going to take the woman's handbag.
Okay. All right. Maybe you're saying that because he's wearing a mask, right? And he's wearing black jacket. Maybe. Okay. What else?
Tatiana copied my idea. Her boyfriend wants to surprise her. Come on, I say that.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you my point of view. I think because we're in quarantine, there's no one around. You see, there's no one, just the two of them. The guy is wearing his mask, right? Very clever, but she's not. So he's hiding from her because he doesn't want to get coronavirus. Good, right? That's valid. All right.
All
What is
right.
your
They
perspective
say
according
that
to this?
probably the man sells clocks or watches. Right.
Okay.
Also, the man
Maybe
is
he's
planning to attack her.
maybe he's planning to attack her. Yeah. Okay.
Also, a girl is walking and
What else do
somebody is
you think?
hiding because he wants to steal her bag. Oh my god.
Yeah, he
Definitely,
must be hiding because he wants
the guy is the bad guy. Come on.
picture.
Don't
But you see,
stereotype us.
say that again.
Don't create that stereotype. Maybe the lady is a lady killer. The guy is escaping. I don't know.
That's what I said. That he's wearing a mask and she's not. He's
All right,
hiding
look.
from her.
Dari says he's going to propose. Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh,
the surprise! A
also, it
proposal.
is a woman who's walking to her work. There is one man who's waiting someone to steal him or her.
Okay, maybe she's going to work, etc. Excellent. Thank you for participating. But you see, you have many different perspectives. Every person, well, if it is common sense, well, we see that the person is going to steal something from her. Yes. But we cannot judge a book by its cover. And focusing on the fact that different people had different points of view, different perspectives. We see different things according to the picture, right? So in this case, the teacher needs to mediate by facilitating the communication between the students. Everybody has different points of view, but we can converge and having a discussion in class according to a picture. Everybody will pose their point of view, their own, according to the prior knowledge they have, the previous knowledge. They will be able to get more vocabulary and speak in the classroom, right? That's how we facilitate the communication, just with a picture. And you can have an activity for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, according to what they think of the picture and how they can describe everything that's around the situation, right? So just to finish, we're about to finish. Look at this mediation strategies from the Cambridge English Research Notes, right? That's another very important document from Cambridge English. It's actually, I think it is an article. Look at this. They converge with the Common European Framework of Reference, linking to previous knowledge. If you are mediating, if you're facilitating the students' learning, we need to link to previous knowledge. It is necessary. The students have a big bank of vocabulary, and from the previous classes, they have a lot of knowledge. So they have to make the connection between what they know and what they are learning in the class. Amplifying text, streamlining text, that means like making it easier and understandable for the students. If we are reading a text in class or they have to write a text, maybe for the students, amplifying the text they are writing and streamlining the text they are reading, so it is understandable. They comprehend a lot more. Breaking down complicated information. I tend to tell my teachers in the sessions after class observation, one of my recommendations is don't give the students many different instructions at the same time. Get your backpacks, open up your books, go to page 50, go to exercise number 1. If you bomb the students with many instructions at a time, of course the students are going to be overwhelmed and they are not going to be able to understand just to open the book. And then they're going to start asking each other, what page, teacher? What exercise, teacher? Yes? So if we break down complicated information just by starting giving instructions step by step, it's going to be easier for them, right, to follow each of them. Visually representing information with images, with visual prompts. It's very useful and is necessary for them. In language teaching, we have to facilitate and make everything easier for the students, because that way they are going to feel more comfortable. Not to give them everything, like we say in Spanish, darle todo en bandeja de plata. No, but it's facilitating and helping them accomplish the goals that we have set for the courses, and adjusting language. That was from the Cambridge English Research Notes. But look at this. From the Common European Framework of Reference Companion Volume, the latest version of the Council of Europe, they converge with many things with the Cambridge English. Look at this. Getting people to talk. Right? As David mentioned, how do we get the students to speak? Right? Getting people to talk in the mediation process is it's going to be even easier. Adapting your language. The Spanish, well, in this case, I'm teaching English, so I have to adapt my language to the students to understand, making complicated information accessible, selecting only useful information, right? So important for us to check these mediation strategies for the language learning, right? So in conclusion, remember at the beginning I told you, or the main title for this webinar is the art of teaching, right? The pedagogical mediation. Why is teaching art? Myself, I'm a graphic designer. That's my first career. I started long time ago, more than 20 years ago. But from my perspective, and from many other people's perspective, teaching is an art, right? And I'm comparing teaching with an art. Why? Look at this. Artists use tools. Artists are creative. Artists dedicate time to whatever they are making and they are creating, right? With any of the tools they have, right? They involve emotions in what they are doing. They pay attention to details, right? So in your conclusion, why do you think art and teaching can be compared? Why do you think art can be or teaching can be an art? Go ahead and write your comments in the chat, please. I would like to know your insights as well. Why do you
All right,
think?
we shall see what they write.
Thank you, Gabriel. Why do you think teaching can be compared to art? Art is beautiful. Seeing it from many different ways, from sculptures, paintings, photography, clothing, right? But why do you think teaching, or why can be teaching compared to art? Go ahead and write your comments in the chat. Gabriel?
All
You're
right.
too shy.
They say that yes, a bit shy. They say that we teachers are magicians,
We are magicians as well. Magicians are
right? Also
artists.
that
Yeah,
they are also that artists in artists invent new things.
exactly. They innovate. Yes, they are very creative. They invent many different things. Correct. Thank
They
you.
also
What else?
Jason says that they both require inspiration.
Inspiration necessary. Correct. So
Also that
teachers need inspiration? Yes. Okay. Continue.
artists innovate all the time.
They innovate all the time, and teachers have to innovate, of course. We have to be innovators. Okay, thank you. What else?
Um, because teachers are artists and we are shaping the future.
Excellent. We are artists. We're shaping the future, modeling and changing it. Perfect. Good point. Good point of comparing it.
Right, and the last one
Excellent.
says we both are undervalued.
Oh, yes. Sorry to hear that. True, but the same thing. If you're passionate about teaching, forget about that. At some point, you're going to see the light at the end of the dark tunnel. You will see. Your students will appreciate, will if you see them 5 years in time, you've come across with some of them in the mall, and they say, "Teacher, hello." They start talking to you, and they're gonna be happy to see you, and they are gonna tell you many different things and things they remember from the classes you taught them in your classes. So undervalued, unappreciated, yes, but we need to be
Overworked.
passionate about our word. Yes.
All right, Leticia is saying art is a combination of different strategies and models. We are teachers. As a teacher, we need to find the best way to achieve goals on
Excellent.
our students.
Excellent. Yes, achieving goals. Always focusing on that, right? There are goals set and there are main objectives we have to keep in mind. So at the end of the course, at the end of the lesson, at the end of the school year, we need to focus on, did we accomplish this, or did we get to do this according to the goals? Accomplishing goals, important. Thank you. Okay. So
There is one
that's,
here that says we need a plan and lots of inspiration to create a wonderful masterpiece. Both
we need a
artists and
plan.
teachers.
Correct. Planning is important, and we are creating a masterpiece. The masterpiece of teaching this beautiful process of learning and teaching. And teaching math, teaching Spanish, teaching science, music, etc. Like can be a little bit different than teaching a second language or a foreign language. It's different. It's different, right? There are different things that we have to keep in mind, but we are really creating a masterpiece in our students. And we are leaving this grain of sand. I love this el granito de arena that we can leave in the students at the end. It's fantastic. Okay, then I'm gonna leave you with this. A great teacher takes a hand, look at that, opens a mind and touches a heart, right? That's my conclusion in here for pedagogical mediation. Mediation is facilitating the students. As a mediators, we have a different role from the ones we have from teaching, but you can explore that on your own time. If you see that mediation is important and interesting for your teaching situation, go ahead and explore, investigate, and let's go a little bit deeper on the details of being a mediator, right, from different other perspectives. Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate, here are the references for the presentation. And I really appreciate and thank you so much for your participation. Before we
Right?
go,
Things. Yes.
yes, any questions according to Richmond, the services, I don't know, some other things that you would like to ask about the webinar, about Gabriel, if he's married or single. I'm kidding. Something you would like to know? Yeah, he's married, happily married, gorgeous wife he has. So any other question according to Richmond Services, Santillana, academic consultancy? That's what we do in academic consultancy in AST.
Right.
Gabriel,
Some
no
of the
questions?
questions are information about courses like this one. I think they will have to ask their local consultant or coach from Richmond or Santillana.
Okay, sure. Exactly. We will send you information about the upcoming webinars via email. We usually do it to the coordinators, the principals at the schools, and some teachers, of course. Uh, but we send information according to the upcoming webinars. They are very interesting. Sure. And you're more than welcome. In our statuses in WhatsApp, we're gonna have posted some information about the upcoming webinars as well. But Santillana and
Right.
Richmond
The
are
rest of the
always
commentaries,
okay.
Sylvia. The rest of the commentaries are thanks. Thank you a lot. Great webinar. You rock. Thanks for sharing. Thank you. Great as always, Sylvia.
Excellent.
My God, you have
Thank
fans.
you. Sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so
you. Very
much. We're going to
interesting.
create
Thank you,
more webinars.
guys.
We're going to have a lot more fun in these webinars pretty soon. There's a Richmond webinar next week. So we're going to send the information via email to Richmond users, our schools, the schools we work with. But through other media, you're going to be able to find more information about these webinars. Thank you so much, everybody. And have a good afternoon.
I think it's
See you
time.
later.
Yes. See you later. Take care.
Bye
Good
bye.
afternoon to everybody and enjoy the rest of your lockdown or quarantine. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.